With the release of Season 15, Bombardier just got buffed, but are they any good now? Stay tuned to find out.
This is wonderful! Zone C lost. How? Bye, bitch!
Where are the assholes?
Don't do it!
You've activated my trap card!
Excellent scout. 2 down. 3 opponents down.
Bitch, I can't see! Bitch, snap out of it. Bitch, I can't fucking see!
Zone C lost. Gotcha, bitch! Don't let your guard.
That shut them down.
2 for 1.
3 opponents down.
When they first came out, Bombardier only had Parting Gift as a perk, a bomb that detonates shortly after the initiation of a dodge. This little bomb is doing damage on an 8-meter radius. If the target takes it point blank, it does 120 damage, and the further away the target is, the less damage it does. With the release of Season 15, Bombardier got a buff, and now are doing various debuff depending on the subclass that you have it equipped. The exotic perk reads: Parting Gift. Dodging leaves behind an explosive that detonates after a short delay, damaging targets around it and creating a secondary effect based on your subclass energy type. Arc blinds target, Solar burns target, Void suppresses target, and Stasis slows target. Bombardier is now a source of damage and a source of debuff. The role of a debuff in a game is to make your enemies easier to kill by taking tools away from them. And the biggest debuff we've ever seen in Destiny 2 has been the introduction of freezing, where you are basically taking everything away from your opponent. You can see that Bombardier doesn't allow you to freeze people, which is both a blessing and a curse. Now, let's have a look in detail about what every debuff does. To illustrate what Bombardier does in PvP, I'm gonna use some footage from the video of Itz Tizzle. Make sure you drop him a subscribe. I don't know if you can drop a subscribe, but drop him a subscribe. Make sure you watch his video, send him some love. Big up to you, man. Starting things off with Void. If equipped with the Void subclass, the Parting Gift explosion will suppress your target. And the suppression here is pretty weak, mainly because it doesn't take people out of their super, which is a big bummer. Indeed, the main strength of suppression is to take people out of their super. But then, what does the suppression do? Well, it prevents your enemy from using their abilities, which are secondary jump, dodge, barricade, rift, grenades, melee, and super if they didn't use it before. However, you can still sprint and shoot your gun just fine. The suppression is, in my opinion, the worst debuff that Bombardier can give us. Now let's move on to the next one, Arc. If equipped with an Arc subclass, the Parting Gift will blind the target. Depending on how far to the point of detonation your target is, the blind effect will be more or less effective. It will blind their screen and take away their radar. Pretty good if you ask me. You can see in some of these clips that people are completely missing their shot and are lost. They just don't know where I am once I blind them. The blind Parting Gift paired with the obnoxiousness of Hunter movement skill gap is a great synergy. Now on to the next one, Stasis. So if you're equipped with the Stasis subclass, the Parting Gift will slow your enemies. You need to take into account that this slow is not quantifiable. Indeed, if you're able to slow someone up to times 100, you will freeze them for about 1 second. However, here it is not possible to slow with the slow, if that makes sense. It doesn't stack with the slow from a shuriken or a dodge. However, it deals the same amount of annoying debuff that slow does, so slower reloads, more flinch from incoming fire, and slower movement. This one is probably the best of the Bombardier debuff. You can see in so many clips that I'm trapping my opponent. First, they take some damage from the bomb, and then they are just helpless with their pens down and their shotgun in their hand trying to go for me. Poor little souls. Now, let's move on to the last one. Let's have a final look to Solar. If equipped with the Solar subclass, Parting Gift will burn your enemy. Along with Stasis, this is the best debuff because you can inflict up to 150 damage from a single Parting Gift. They can take 120 damage from the bomb, and then they take 5 tick of 6 burn damage, so 30 burn damage in total. great for finishing off your opponent. It has some sort of a good synergy with middle tree blade barrage, where burning enemies will up your dodge cooldown. But actually, middle tree is a whole other problem. In my opinion, it needs a complete rework. It's just way too bad at the moment.
Together, nothing.
Okay, so now that we've covered everything that Bombardier does, let's go for the final verdict. But first, if you've made it all the way there, please consider subscribing to the channel and leave a like. It might not seem like much for you, but it's a huge help for me in order to become a pro content creator. Thank you so much. Alright, so after playing with this exotic for many days, and after the buff, let me tell you that this exotic is trash. Yes, it's still trash even after the buff. It's a funny, silly exotic, but it's hard to make an argument for Bombardier in PvP when you have so many great exotic hunter PvP piece of armor. I mean, you can choose to have a bomb every 15 seconds that is kind of hard to use, kind of does damage and kind of deals helpful debuff, or you can dodge and have your health back with a warm husk, making you basically unkillable. You can run at Mach 10 and jump higher than Michael Jordan when he was in his prime with stompies, making it really easy for you to go in and out of engagement, as well as jumping on top of your opponent's head like Super Mario. You can also put on Dragon Shadow, dodge, reload all of your weapon, gain a 50 bonus mobility and the equivalent of quick draw and outlaw on all of your weapons. And finally, you can teleport Goku Ultra Instinct on a McDonald's Wi-Fi and just outplay, quote-unquote outplay, the living shit out of everyone by wearing the Slipknot mask of Bakris. I mean, I think the choice is quick to be made, right? And yes, I made a good montage and some funny clips that would make you think that the exotic is actually good, but it just doesn't do it for me. I feel like 80% of the game where I was, the exotic was just doing nothing for me, it wasn't helping me. Most of the time the parting gift was missing enemies, not doing enough damage, or just not usable because the enemies were too far when I was doing a dodge. What I want from an exotic, it's something that will guarantee me a big advantage over my opponent when I use it, like Wormhusk or Bakris, or something that will buff my neutral game all the time, like Dragon Shadow or Stompies. And these are my thoughts and my review on the rework of Bombardier 2.0. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know in the comment section below if you guys like this exotic, which subclass you're using it on, and if you don't like it, what other exotic are you running on your hunter. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe and comment. My name is Valentin and I see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.
Don't do it.